Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading the Yae Miko Listener by me. So let's get into it. The day had been exhausting. A whirlwind of stress and frustration that left you drained by the time you reached the shrine. Your footsteps dragged along the worn path, leading up to the grand narrow Kami shrine. The brilliant oranges and reds of the fading sun lost on you as you replayed the events of the day in your mind. The usual peacefulness of the surroundings felt distant. You sighed heavily as you reached the top steps, your gaze lowering to the familiar figure waiting for you. Miko, as radiant as ever, stood near the entrance, her usual sly smile tugging at her lips as she watched you approach. But soon, she could sense something was different. Back so soon, darling? Her voice was laced with its usual playful teasing, but there was a softness in her eyes as they traced your weary form. I thought you would have found something more exciting to occupy yourself with today. You managed a weak smile, though it barely reached your eyes. It was a long day, you muttered, your shoulders slumping. The weight of the world felt like it had been pressing on you since morning, and all you wanted was to be free of it, even if just for a little while. Miko's eyes softened further as she closed the distance between you, her hand reaching out to brush a few strands of hair away from your face. Her touch was gentle, soothing even, and for the first time since the day began, you felt the tension in your chest ease just a little bit. Come, she murmured, her voice low. You've done enough for today. Let me take care of you. Without another word, she took your hand and led you to a quiet corner of the shrine grounds. The moon had begun its slow ascent, casting silver light through the leaves of the sakura trees. She sat down on the soft grass beneath the tree, and with a graceful motion, patted her lap. Rest, sweetheart. You need it, she offered, her gaze never leaving yours. You hesitated for a moment, still caught up in the remnants of the day's frustrations, but the pull of her warmth, the quiet invitation in her eyes, was too strong to resist, and with a soft sigh, you let yourself settle down, resting your head in her lap. The moment you did, a wave of exhaustion crashed over you, as if your body finally acknowledged how tired you were. Miko's fingers immediately began to weave through your hair, her touch further light, yet grounding. Her scent, a soft blend of cherry blossoms and something uniquely hers, fills your senses, and you close your eyes, letting the world fade around you. You don't have to say a single thing. Just breathe, darling. I'm right here. You took in a slow breath, the tension in your body easing with each gentle caress of her fingers. And despite the turmoil of the day, there was a comfort in her presence that nothing else could replicate. The shrine, once distant and quiet, now felt like the safest place in the world, simply because she was here. I can tell something upset you, she said softly, her voice gentle but probing. Do you want to talk about it? You swallowed, the memories of the day still fresh and raw. It's just work. Everything feels so heavy lately. I try to do my best, but no matter what I do, it never feels like it's enough. Miko hummed softly in response, her fingers never ceasing their rhythmic strokes through your hair. The weight of expectations, it's a cruel thing, isn't it? How easily we allow ourselves to be crushed beneath them. You nodded, feeling the truth in her words. Sometimes it feels like I'm drowning in them. Her hand paused for a moment, her thumb gently brushing your temple, before she resumed. You're far too precious to be drowning in anything other than love, you know? A weak chuckle escaped you at her words, but there was no denying the warmth that bloomed on your chest. She always knew how to say the right thing, to ease the burden, even when you didn't know how to ask. You don't have to carry everything alone. You have me, remember? I'll gladly share the weight with you. You opened her eyes, tilting your head just enough to meet her gaze. Her eyes, sharp and cunning as they often were, held only tenderness now. It was a rare sight, one she showed only to you. I don't know what I'd do without you, Miko. Her lips curved into a soft smile, her thumb brushing along your cheek. Well, it's a good thing you'll never have to find out, isn't it? You felt your eyes growing heavy again, the weight of the day pulling you deeper into the comfort of her lap. Her presence, her warmth, made it easier to let go, to release the pent-up frustration and weariness. She didn't need to say more. Just her being here was enough. And as your breathing slowed, she continued to hum softly under her breath, a melody that danced through the night air. You were dimly aware of her fingers, still combing through your hair, the rhythm of her touch lulling you into a peaceful haze. Sleep, darling, she whispered after a while, her voice the last thing you hear before slipping into the embrace of sleep. And so, the world faded away, leaving only the gentle rise and fall of your breath, the warmth of her lap, and the soft murmur of her love lingering in the air.